Okay, hey everybody, Dan Fitzpatrick here at stockmarketmentor.com. I want to look at FedEx. It's like for all the wrong reasons. All right, the company reported earnings, and let's just say they delivered them to the wrong address. We'll put it that way. So a massive amount of volume was traded today. The average volume on this stock is about 1.4 million shares, and 17 million changed hands today. So this was a massive sell-off. And when a stock is down like this, down 15%, I'm looking for a rebound. I'm not predicting a rebound, but I'm sure watching for one. And this thing came well out. So I'll go back to the daily chart. This came well outside 3 standard deviations at one point. And it is now. That's the this lower Bollinger Band. It's like 99.9% of the time stocks are within the 3 standard deviations. So this is breaking a massive law of the universe, and the world could be at risk this weekend. This is such a big, huge violation. I've felt a couple tremors here in California, but that's the way it goes. And if it ain't above a 7.0 on the Richter scale, I don't really even notice it typically. So I'm exaggerating, but not by much. So anyway, this thing is really crappy. I mean, this is the crappiest thing I've ever seen here on a stock like FedEx. They ain't going away. And so what we're looking for here is a rebound. Now, I think there was a tendency among some traders, I'm sure, so to just buy right at the open because, oh my gosh, it's down at 260, it's holding. And I think that was right at the 200-day moving average was back here. And this was where it was last night. This was where it was last night. Let me look at post-market. Yeah, it's about the same. But last night, after they reported, the stock was right at the 200-day moving average. And I'd mentioned in our session this morning that I was tempted to buy it in the after hours market last night because it was right at the 200. And so, hey, why not? What could go wrong? Well, the issue is I have done that before. And virtually every single time that I've done that, I've lived to regret it, because what happens to a stock after hours when they report earnings after hours can be vastly different than what happens the next morning. And you can't always predict that you're just going to get a rebound just because of some goofy ass moving average. Stocks don't work that way. So you sit around and you wait. You see how the stock is trading when the market opens, and it did not bounce. This is a 30-minute chart. If we look at a 5-minute chart, right from the get-go, this thing fell and it just kept going lower and lower and lower. And it wasn't till noon where the stock actually started trading back above the volume weighted average price. Well, what you can tell by that, where I'm just kind of stretching this thing out. If several hours go by before a stock starts moving back above the 50-day the volume weighted average price for the day, okay, well, most of the trading's already taken place. Like, look at the volume, all this volume here. So all the selling's taken place. And finally, the stock's lifting back up here. But it's not because there's just this massive amount of buying as much as there's just not enough selling, not enough sellers, not enough supply. So the stock starts to drift up, but it really doesn't go very far. It basically just got back to where it opened before it starts to drift lower again. This is the point that I want to make. When you see a stock like this, I call them slam plays. When you see a stock slam down like this, we saw this with CrowdStrike, several in a row. When you see a stock doing this, you don't just want to jump in and try to catch that falling knife. Your hand can wind up being a butcher block, and that never works out too well for the butcher block. So you want to wait for clear evidence that the selling, not only is the selling done, but there's buyers that are coming in and snapping up this stock. And after the CrowdStrike debacle there, it literally took over 2 weeks before the stock staged like this finally exhaustion gap down. I'm done. All the selling's done. And then the stock reversed. Okay, well, that was then. This is now, by the way, you can probably get CrowdStrike going back up here. It's an extra trade. So with FedEx, what I want to do is I'm just going to sit and watch this stock, and maybe it'll be a good stock to trade on Monday. Maybe it won't, but it will ultimately come back above this level. And so I just want to wait and see if I can catch the stock. Maybe it'll drift down for a day or 2 or 3 or 4. Maybe it'll come back down to test this level. But when a stock has this kind of excursion in one day, you're going to see a snapback at some point, and I think you want to be there for it. So watch this level right now. If the stock on Monday runs back above 260, that's where I'd be buying the stock. I wouldn't be worried too much about this intraday high of 262.56 because that was done on light volume. So the big resistance level here is 260, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do before I go sign off and go crack a beer, because it's been a heck of a week. I am setting an alert at 260. And if or when the stock pops above 260, I'm in. Okay, so listen, we did an options. I had an options session this morning, a trading session with Andy and Sam, our 2 options gurus, and I opened that up for everybody. So I'm putting that link on our email, the email that you've just got. So hopefully you'll check that out. It wasn't really an organized format. We were just kind of talking about various things, but we got a lot of positive feedback on it. So hopefully you'll check it out. If you like it, if you're interested in learning more about options, we're going to have more of those on a regular basis. So you can, if you're interested, check it out for a free trial, 2-week trial on options. And who knows, you may like the leverage. So, okay, I'll see you guys next time.